For example, if I go in the forest, everything is perfect. Like, I really love forest. I really love the silence, the trees, the fact that the forest really gives me everything that I need. At least the most basic things. When I reach a place, even before opening the backpack, I make fire. And the night comes. And what I notice, very interesting thing, is that the fire provides everything. Provides the heat, because in Romanian forest is really cold in the night, and provides also the light. Provides also the heat for making food. And also provides security. For animals not to come. When they see the fire, they understand, okay, we don't go there. It's like a very mutual, very deep understanding. But also I noticed something. As long as there is the fire there, and I'm literally close to the fire, like 1 meter, 2 meters from the fire, I don't see the forest. I don't see the darkness. It's like the whole dimension, which is outside that 2 meters radius, it doesn't exist. It's such an interesting happening. It's like the fire, the light of the fire, creates paradoxically separation. And I did a few times this experiment to let the fire die. Like just not putting more firewood on the fire. And it slowly disappears. And then I start to see the forest. Wow. Way different experience. Because I experience what actually the animals experience. Darkness. Because even though this light of the fire gives us some sense of security and everything goes perfect with it, and it's supposed to be like that, from time to time we have to connect with this rawness, like the deep layer of reality in which there is no firelight. It is what it is. And you stay in there and you really connect with the reality which is behind the, let's say, the formal fire that you have there. Every bush becomes a bear. It's like miraculous. Every bush becomes a bear. So then one has to stay with the fear, with the lack of fire, with the lack of light, and to stay with the bush, which even though conceptually, intellectually, you know that the mind creates it. And you look at it and you say, come on, I know it's a bush, but the mind puts life in there, and at some point you even creates the illusion of moving. Like you know that the bush is not moving, but the eye can trick you to see something moving. All this is just a metaphor, and what I'm saying that until we stay with the darkness in ourselves, whatever light we have in there, even though it's beautiful and even though it might create a sense of security through our life, when it disappears, we actually meet the reality. I'm talking about that moment when the light goes off, you feel like running, like desperate, like darkness. I understand, for example, these moments that comes in our life from time to time, when you feel like, as she said, nothing makes sense. When you feel like deep down in yourself, it lives like an animal, like a very black, ugly animal, which you don't want to be there, but he doesn't seem to want to go away, and you carry it, and like every step you carry it, and it's heavy and it's ugly. Metaphorically, we can call this darkness. You see, we have to make friends with all the animals that lives in our forest. In the beginning, we don't know that they exist. We have this nice fire, It's big, we put a lot of firewood, yes, let's chant, oh my... And no animal gets around us. They don't come. Because we have the spiritual practice, which is very, very strong fire. Puts away all the animals, which is okay. I'm not saying this should not happen. It is how it works. But for some reason, when we stop believing, or something happens, and these fires extinguish, because this fire always requires our effort, right? You have to make an effort to keep the fire alive. And at some point you feel like, you know what, let's see what happens. If I just sit on this bench in front of this fire and I do any effort, it's like, I'm just tired of this effort. I'm just tired to carry the wood and throw it in the fire. And you sit there, and the fire, you feel like, go slow, go down, at some point, boom. And then you meet all the demons, all the bears, all the wolves. And then I feel like a different stage of the journey starts. Very different journey, very different stage. Instincts, fears, long forgotten, they start to come. Actually, they never went anywhere. They just stayed in a corner of the forest and saying, hey, you know what, I wait for you. Yeah, you just have fun there, make the fire, eat. I feel like until all the dark spots are not met, nothing real happens. It's all, as she feels, like a fake journey. So rather than entertaining the fire or making myself believe that I become the fire or whatever, this also can work, but it's a different metaphor. I feel it's a different realm. You become something which you cannot say, I become the fire or I become the darkness. Or you are completely beyond it. You cannot even say what exactly I become. Something which is beyond darkness, is beyond fire. For sure there is no fear in there. No fear to meet yourself, to meet some part of yourself. There should not be. Why?